Good morning, YouTube. I want to talk to you today real quick to you guys. I want to talk about my top 7 YouTube channels of 2024 and why. For you guys, I'm going to just make this quick, wrap this up. For you guys, we're going to dig deep into this. Now, my top 7 YouTube channels for 2025. I watched a lot of 2024. I watched a lot of YouTube. And even more than watching YouTube, I listen to YouTube because I'm a trucker and we drive lots of miles a day. We spend a lot of time just driving. And everything in life is a gift and a curse. I'm probably on the spectrum, probably autistic. Haven't been tested, need to get tested for that. But there's too many signs that I'm autistic, which means my brain works differently. It's a gift and a curse. I also definitely have ADD, definitely diagnosed with that. And gift and a curse. Got lots of energy, always thinking. My brain is always racing. Again, a gift and a curse, man. Sometimes it can torment you. And that's one reason I'm making these YouTube videos or this list about my favorite YouTube channels, because to not be tormented, I got to get stimulated constantly, all day. Always got to be learning. You got to turn your head. 2025 is coming. New Year's is coming. New Year's resolution time. Time to get rid of your bad habits and lean into your good habits. And I've had a lot of bad habits over the years. I smoked cigarettes most of my life. Finally gave that up in 2024. I still vape, but New Year's is coming. I'm pretty sure the vapes that I got in this truck are going to be the last vapes I ever buy, at least for a while. I don't know if I want to totally abstain from smoking and vaping, but I definitely don't want it to be a habit, an expensive, nasty habit. These vapes are cool. I can't even hit it when it's not turned on. Got a little switch on it. I got that one. I was smoking what led me to quit smoking the most was the Mike Tyson vapes. Just a little sidebar for that for anybody who want to quit smoking. Now these channels, especially 1 and 2, really helped me. Really all these channels helped me a lot. Number 7, coming in at number 7, Kurzgesagt. 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 Now it's basically like public broadcasting channel, but for Germany. Germany is a really good country when it comes to education. And the reason I love the Kurzgesagt YouTube channel is because they make like little cartoons. They talk about very advanced topics, but they talk about it in a way that children can understand it. I've watched some of those videos with my youngest children, and they seem to understand it. And one thing for sure, it keeps their attention. It's engaging. It's engaging, educational, and I nerd out on a lot of subjects, especially science, and they do a lot of science topics, a lot of political topics. Like I say, it's basically their PBS YouTube channel for Germany. Number 6, coming in at number 6, and congratulations, a shout out to a comedian that's been blowing up on YouTube this year. I watch a lot of comedy, love comedy. Comedy is therapy for me. I love the social commentary, social criticism, satire, jesters. I could go off on just how important comedy is to the world and history and to society. I mean, look at people like Joe Rogan. He's not in my top 10. Joe Rogan fell off. As a matter of fact, I unsubscribed from Joe Rogan in quite a few places, man. Joe Rogan was one of my favorite comedians. Joe Rogan was my favorite comedian back in like 2006, 2007. Then Patrice became my favorite when he dropped Elephant in the Room. And Elephant in the Room, Patrice is the GOAT. I like Joe. He suits my personality, my lifestyle. I'm really into a lot of stuff that Joe talks about. Love the UFC. I'm a pretty fit dude. I'm a pretty active dude. I'm big into eating healthy, all that type of stuff. But the comedian this year for 2024. If you don't know about this comedian, what is up with your algorithm? Fix your algorithm, Josh Johnson. So number 7 for the YouTube channels was Kurzgesagt. I know I'm saying that wrong. Kurzgesagt. Number 6, Josh Johnson, the comedian. He's been killing it on YouTube. Funny. He does a lot of topical stuff. He makes news entertaining and funny. He's way better on his own personal YouTube channel, and he's very good in his stand-up. He's better at that than he is on The Daily Show. So shout out to Josh Johnson. Like I say, number 6. Number 5, almost kind of a wild card, kind of niche. But if you don't know about this YouTube channel, you need to check out Crank Lucas. There's gonna be a lot of rappers on this top 7. On this top 7, 4 of my YouTube channels are rap, but this is very important because my algorithm is getting better and better, and I'm working on that. And I suggest that you people work on your algorithms. If you're getting a lot of bad news, if social media makes you upset, if social media doesn't inspire you,
received from dispatch.
If social media doesn't inspire you, if social media doesn't move you, if it's holding you back instead of moving you forward, work on that. What's wrong with your algorithm? You know, this election just passed, and I'm a news junkie, and I've been a news junkie since I was a little boy. And some of the things that people believe (10-4) on that, but I still need a folder for this truck, comma. I got an inspection, and for some reason I got the wrong red folder in this truck. I'm not even going to edit that out. And that's the thing, multitasking. Wait till I get to my number 1 YouTube channels. So number 7, Kurzgesagt. Number 6, Josh Johnson. Number 5, Crank Lucas. He's a rapper, comedian, content creator. He makes beats. He sells beats. And, you know, like all of these, like everybody on my YouTube channel, I don't agree with them 100%. I don't endorse them 100%. But they make great content. They're inspirational. They're funny. They're entertaining. And they've helped me stay on this road, drive down. And, you know, life as a trucker can be lonely. I don't have to worry about that. I've been isolating myself, working on myself, and I need that. You know, I got locked up a lot when I was a young man. First time I was arrested, I came up, born and raised in Chicago in the 70s. People talk about how crazy Chicago is now. If you think Chicago is more crazy or more dangerous than it's been before, you are uneducated. You're uneducated on history. What was you doing in the 1900s in Chicago if you think Chicago used to be safer in the 80s or the 90s? It was not. Look at the stats. Hell, Chicago was more dangerous 100 years ago in 1924 than it was in 2024. But people are always talking, oh, Chicago's crazy. You ever heard of Al Capone? You ever heard of the gangster era of Chicago, which was in the 1920s? Man. Anyway, but seriously, the murder rate in Chicago was higher in 1924 than it was in 2024. And it was the highest in 1980 and 1990. Those were the 2 peaks. We were talking about over 3,000 murders a year. That reported murders that we know of. And hopefully that's behind us. Anyway, number 4. So number 5 was Crank Lucas. Number 4, he won the internet this year, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. I'm not even going to talk about that too much because that's all everybody's been talking about. He took the number 1 spot as the number 1 rapper. He's in the debate for the GOAT. My GOAT is Tupac. That's probably never, ever going to change. But Kendrick, you know, Kendrick is like the evolution of Tupac, man. Tupac, I think, would be proud. Of all these rappers, I think he would hate what rappers become. I think he would hate most rappers and hate is probably a strong word. I don't want to speak for Tupac, rest in peace Tupac, but I think he would definitely be very proud of Kendrick, and very proud that Kendrick is carrying on his legacy, that he inspired Kendrick. I think that's what Tupac wanted. He wanted to inspire, especially us young black youth that are from the inner city and all that stuff that they say, came up rough, dysfunctional family, no family, foster family, adopted family, children who abused. Tupac was against that. What a great year for rap. Kendrick is trying to save rap, along with my number one pick for my number one YouTube channel. But Kendrick is trying to save rap, and I'm for it, man. I'm for it, man. Number 3, this man has been one of my favorite rappers for a long, long time. He's been rapping for a long, long time. I think his first album came out in the 80s, and he's still dropping amazing albums. If you don't know, you need to know. Somebody who should definitely be in your top 5, definitely should be in a debate for the GOAT of rap, K. Reno, out of H-Town, Texas, right down the street over there. Man, K. Reno, he's vlogging these days. Subscribe to him now if you ain't subscribed. He's very accessible. He does live streams. And even though he's been one of the greatest rappers for decades, he doesn't cater to the radio. He doesn't talk. His message is for everybody. If you don't know who K. Reno is, you sleep, man. You shouldn't be talking all these rap experts and all that. You shouldn't be talking like you know everything there is to know about rap if you don't know who the fuck K. Reno is. I don't want to curse. I didn't want to curse, but I guess I can't say it no other way than that. How the fuck do you not know who K. Reno is? Don't call yourself a hip-hop nothing if you don't know who K. Reno is. So again, let's go down the list. Number 7, Kurzgesagt. Number 6, Josh Johnson. Number 5, Crank Lucas. Number 4, Kendrick Lamar. Number 3, K. Reno. And now we're getting to my number 2 YouTube channel. And this is insane for me, because I freaking hate the red pill. I hate red pillers. I hate them dudes. But this is actually a red pill content creator. Kind of, sort of. He's very different from the average red pillar, and he checks them, and he says things to them that I've never heard a red pillar say. You got to check him out. His YouTube channel is Fit X Fearless. F-I-T, the letter X, Fearless. F-E-A-R-L-E-S-S. Also, K. Reno, I need to spell it out for a lot of you people. You don't know who that is. K-R-I-N-O. K. Reno. So Fit X Fearless. So this young man has been motivating me a lot. And one of the greatest, I definitely don't agree with this dude 100%. Like I say, he's red pill. So, he dating coaching. It seemed like his number one advice to people: you need to sleep with more women. You need to sleep with more women. You need to sleep with more women. American women? Or whatever, women, period. That has gotten me in trouble, man. That's gotten me in trouble. I'm taking a break from dating and women. Tell me how to find a virgin to marry, Mr. Fit X Fearless. And I see people calling in with that he seems to believe that everybody who's practicing celibacy is doing it just because they can't sleep with women. There's involuntary celibacy and incels, that is a thing, but there's also voluntary celibacy. Sometimes you need to take a break from sex, especially if it's getting you in trouble, relationships getting you in trouble. Sometimes you just need to take a break from relationships, women, sex. And I can't stand the demonization of virgins. If the world needs anything, it's more virgins. Everybody sleeping with everybody. Take a break from that. 2025, let 2025 be the year of the virgin, because 2024 was definitely kind of the year of the hoe. 2023 was probably more the year of the hoe. But we're getting tired of that, man. It's getting old. It's getting tired, man. Yuck. I'm going to give an honorable mention to one of my favorite artists. She don't make enough on YouTube to be on this list. But Ezinma, E-Z-I-N-M-A, the classical violinist, hip-hop artists. And that's another thing, this genre of hip-hop, this fusion of hip-hop and rap. I'm loving it. Shout out to some of these people, because I know a lot of people don't know about the hip-hop classical music infusion, but Zima, D Sharp, it's like I say, it's a growing genre. Look into it, man. I want that genre to grow. We've been having such trashy hip hop and rap, and these rappers that I just mentioned, I wouldn't. None of them are in the trashy category. None of them are quite conscious rappers, even though they all kind of conscious rappers, except for Crank Lucas. I just named 3 rappers. Crank Lucas is not a conscious rapper. Kendrick Lamar, that's one of his elements. He's so versatile as a rapper. K Reno, pretty versatile, more conscious than not. He definitely could be in the conscious category. Intelligent rap, smart rap. Now this guy FedEx Fearless, let's talk about him a little bit more, because he is the number 2. And when it comes to K Reno, like I say, he does a lot of live streaming. Go hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm a practicing black Jew, Messianic Jew. He is like Muslim, Nation of Islam, spiritual, not religious. I don't even know. I'm not going to speak for him. Like I say, he talks on his live stream. His live streams are often not even 100 people, but he still engages. He tries to give life lessons. Really want to support that brother. Shout out to K Reno. FedEx Fearless, he's growing. His YouTube channel's growing. He helps men. He's basically kind of like what Kevin Samuels was, but for men and incels. He talks to a lot of incels. And that's one reason I find his channel very interesting and important. Somebody needs to talk to these incels, and he gets incels to call. So you incels, please keep calling. Nobody else has talked to these people. These guys just watch these red pillars from the shadows, and these red pillars put these keys in their back, inspiring these dudes to do a lot of horrible things. Nobody's talked about all the red pill killers. Most of these SHs, school shooters, man, my channel ain't on there. I'm gonna say it. All these other YouTube channels be filtering I'm going to say grape and all this other stuff. No, I'm probably not going to do that. I plan on doing more on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe. Watch my channels, because YouTube algorithm, they not going to mess with me. Let's say it like it is. They ain't going to fuck with me. But it is what it is. I'm a truck driver sitting in the truck stop by myself, man. Talk about I got to get my shit together. And there's something too with FedEx Fearless. He tries not to curse, but he do curse sometimes, because sometimes you just got to curse a motherfucker out. And he deal with incels. And not just incel, but all kind of men. All kind of men call this channel. Real talk. Men from all over the world call this channel. So FedEx Fearless, he's on the rise. And one of the greatest messages I like from FedEx Fearless, like I said, I disagree with him on a lot of things. But he motivates people to work out. And that's something that we all need to do more as Americans. Eat healthier. He's different than me. He focuses on fitness, which again is cool. He's a bodybuilder. But I never really believed in that. I used to even say, me and my homeboys say, we don't believe in gym muscles. We believe in life muscles. I've had a lot of blue-collar jobs, worked as like a mover, with at least 2 moving companies that I can think of off the top of my head. And also other jobs that I've had as a trucker, transporting stuff. Sometimes I worked for Salvation Army before, and you got to pick up donations, and people donate things like refrigerators and, big stuff, big old armoires and things like that, super heavy stuff. They don't want to throw it away, so they'll donate it to the Salvation Army, and we would go pick up these donations. And you'd only have one helper, and y'all got to figure out how to pick up something that could weigh way more than humans your size should be picking up. But and a lot of times we would hire bodybuilders, and the bodybuilders couldn't keep up, especially working in hot places like San Antonio, Austin in the summer. They kick ass early in the morning. Those first couple of hours on the job, they would kick ass. But by the time lunchtime roll around, they got to be sent somewhere in the shade, hydrating them. They were a liability. We shouldn't even brought them. And we still got to pay them on the hourly rate. And we can't take them back. We got to knock this job out and go do, especially like working for a moving company, tire lacing. Again, skinny dudes and fat dudes tend to be better blue collar workers. Like I say, those bodybuilders, they are done. Skinny dudes and fat dudes, they sit down, take a breather, get back to work. Sit down, take a breather, get back to work. Them bodybuilders, once they tapped out, they be. So I know like a lot of companies, back in the day, I can't speak now. I haven't worked in a company for a company like that. But I know like those moving companies, well, first of all, moving companies, period, they don't hire you on like that. You gotta work there for a long time and prove that you can actually do the work and keep with the work, show up every day before they'll like hire you. You tempt to hire in the beginning because dudes don't. Nobody lives up to their potential. And again, back to this FitX Fearless. No matter how hard you work, you can work harder. No matter what kind of good shape you in, you could get in better shape. No matter how much money you make, you can make more money. No matter how good your grades are, you could do better academically. And a lot of times people get stuck in a rut. Like me, one of the problems, like my gym problem is I get bored. How many, you know what I'm saying? Just, same stuff, boring, boring, boring. That's one thing that this modern era helps us with, this media. We got social media. We can watch YouTube while we work out. We could, I talk too much, but check out FitX Fearless, motivational channel. He does Life Maxing podcast where he'll have people call in, ask him questions. He gives good answers. And it's always good to hear from other minds. Two minds are better than one. But let's get to my number one YouTube channel. It should be no surprise if anybody's watching my YouTube channel. Not a lot of people watch my YouTube channel. But anybody familiar with me, anybody who's watched my videos this year, probably knows this number one is coming. This guy has motivated me. I've been homeless most of my life. And it's really crazy because I'm a very hardworking dude. I'm a workaholic. I've been a workaholic since I was a teenager, man. Maybe even younger than a teenager. But I'm a workaholic. I work really hard. I work 10, 12, 13-hour days, but I'm homeless. And I've been homeless. And I've been homeless most of my life. That's one of the reasons that it don't really bother me that much. Where do I want to live? I've been a truck driver for decades. What's my favorite city and state? And where do I want to live? Where do I want to settle down? And another thing about like having a house or having an apartment, really like, especially like having a house or renting a house, you invest in all this stuff and you just might lose it one day. And that's happened to me so many times. I'm so sick of investing into things and people, and then maybe those people die, or maybe those people betray you, or maybe this investment that you've been investing in, the bottom falls from underneath it, or the company that you've been investing in, they go bankrupt, or you dedicated your life to truck driving and the robots replace us or something. But that's life. Evolve or dissolve. Evolve or dissolve. That's my saying. Other people have used it, run with it. People probably even trademarked it. But that's my saying, and I'm going to stick with it. And that's going to be my message of 2025. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be YouTubing more. I'm going to focus more. Another thing about that FitX Fearless, it's helped me realize, work hard. Yes. Hard work really is its own reward. I'm 46 years old. I'll be 47 real soon. And I can't relate. Like I say, I love comedy. These stand-up comedians be like, oh, when you turn 30, oh, your body get to break it down. Oh, when you turn 40, oh, your body get to, oh, man, getting up in the morning and, oh, my knees be cracking. And look, we all got to get older, but you don't got to get old. Evolve or dissolve every single day of your life. You do that. And one thing I've proved to myself, I proved I could get fat. I got a little gut right here. I can actually grab I could do this with my stomach. I've been skinny fat before, but I've never been this kind of skinny fat. And I'm still not, you know what I'm saying? This is as out of shape as I've been. But it's cool. I'm kind of chilling, and I am kind of like, I was getting kind of fat. I stopped though. I stopped recently. I got fat. I lost 11 pounds really recently. But, I've proved to myself that I could get fat. If I want to sit and eat all day and sit on my ass, I can get fat just like you fat motherfuckers. But I'm going to work out on my YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Put in the comments if you want me to make workout videos. And one of the main things I'm going to do with my content is I'm going to make content for people who are financially destitute, poor people. People don't have to do money. You don't have to spend money. And this is something we got to learn. I shouldn't be homeless. I should have so much money in the bank, but I got bills. I got a car note. I got expensive ass car insurance. I took out a bunch of loans and I defaulted on a lot of them. I'm in super debt. I should have at least $100,000 in the bank, but I'm about $100,000 in debt. And, but I could fix that. I could turn it around very easily if I work hard and smart. I got to work more smart. I got to work more efficiently. It's so funny. Some people might clown me for being homeless, even though people don't typically clown me for being homeless. But, some people talk that shit. Like, I did Uber a lot, and then my passengers would be back. Most of my city is Austin, and I have somebody back there, and then they'll get to talking shit about the homeless people, and it might get to me to the point where I'm like, I'm homeless, right? I'm homeless, and you're getting a ride in my truck. This is my truck. And before this truck, I had a nice Impala. And before that Impala, I had a nice Impala. You've probably never owned a vehicle in your life, and you're talking about some of these homeless people. You talk about they're homeless because they don't work hard. I can guarantee you, lots of these homeless people work harder than you can ever imagine, work harder than you ever have in your life. Some of these dudes are disabled vets. Some of these people, they did very well until the Great Recession of 2008. The housing market bubble burst. And when the housing market bubble burst, a lot of people just was like, fuck! I've been working my whole life for this house, my greatest asset. The market bubble burst, and I went from being a multimillionaire to now I'm $1 million in debt. That happened before Obama. That's what Obama inherited in 2008. And now you idiots voted for Trump. And there's a good chance Trump might do all this shit. Trump won in a landslide. Most of you motherfuckers, if you voted for Trump. 30% tariffs from China. A promise or a threat. I hear it as a threat. You goofy motherfuckers hear it as a promise. 30% across the board tariffs on everything from China. Everything. Metal, grain, chicken, products, iPods, like televisions. Like, did you motherfuckers think about this? Now he recently was talking about having a trade war with Mexico. Are you out of your fucking mind? These things might happen. J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk are all talking about how we're going to have to struggle. Things are going to get harder. We might have to tighten our belts. And all them motherfuckers are millionaires and billionaires. So their struggle ain't going to be our struggle. So my channel will be focusing on how to do more with less. The best shape I ever got in my life was in prison. And we didn't have no free weights in there. We was working out with water jugs and push-ups and team workouts and things like that. And there's certain push-ups that we could do. There's so many different types of push-ups you could do, pull-ups you could do, walking. We are humans. We were created to walk and sweat. If you believe in God, if you believe that that the universe bubbled up from nothing, God, whatever you believe in, humans were made to walk a lot, work hard, toil the ground. As I mentioned, I'm a Messianic Jew. I want to talk about that. I want to have Bible studies coming up in this next year. So preparation, prepare. Raised in Chicago, like I say. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Free Larry Hoover. What's the worst that can happen? You already voted for Trump. Free Larry Hoover. Free Larry Hoover. Let Hoover go. Keep Diddy. Let Hoover go. And fuck anybody who disagrees. On to my number one. I got all that off my chest because my number one, so inspiring. The most inspiring young man. FedEx Fearless. You know, I love it when somebody younger than me inspires me, motivates me. I look at their potential and I'm like, you got this shit, young man. Number one, with a bullet. The most inspiring. Helps me with my soul. He's a different religion than me, but he helps me on those days when I'm celebrating the Shabbat and I'm trying to get closer to God. I could listen to this young man all day. Inspiration story. One of the best rappers out there. He's definitely in my top 10. And I just named some great rappers. Sponsored by Royal Tax Solutions. I got this free little booklet from Royal Tax Solutions, so shout out to them. Great tax prep too. But Gifted Hands, man. The number one YouTuber. For me, as I mentioned, I'm homeless and I've been homeless. And when I first found Gifted Hands, I hurt myself. I had a really good paying job about a year ago. A truck driving job. I was driving a pneumatic tanker. It was really hard. You know, it's one of those jobs where you're basically getting paid to work out. You know, really hard, working in the sun. And I was getting in the mentality like, I'm getting too old for this shit, man. I'm getting too old for this shit. And it really is true. Like, most of my coworkers were older than me. These young men don't want to do the hard work. Another reason to shout out to the FedEx Fearless, because he's checking them, he's getting on them. Dudes in their 20s and their 30s never lived anywhere but with their mama. And then got the nerve to talk about the rest of the world. Got the nerve to talk about, I'm not getting enough dime pieces. I should be sleeping with dimes. And FedEx Fearless would be like, why? Why? What have you ever done, motherfucker? You not even in shape. You can't even take care of your body. The number one gift that God gave you. He don't say the God stuff. Gifted Hands does, though. Let me tell you about this rapper, Gifted Hands, man. This young man, and I mean he's a young man. I think he's in his 20s. But he was born with no arms. He was born with no freaking arms. And he calls himself Gifted Hands, and his hands are gifted. You gotta check him out. And not even for the gimmick of him being disabled. I promise you. Lyrically, the way he speaks, man. I talked about how Tupac is the evolution. I talked about how Kendrick is the evolution of Tupac. Gifted Hands is also the evolution of Tupac, but in a different direction. The heart that Tupac had, the inspiration that Tupac had, the way that Tupac cared more about the community than he cared about himself. Now, I'm not giving no other rapper that. I'm not even going to give Gifted Hands that, but he's getting there, and he can get there. You know, he could be something, both when it comes to Kendrick Lamar and Gifted Hands, they could be something that Tupac couldn't be. And he knew he couldn't be. Tupac had so much pain and suffering. His mama sold crack, man. His mama might have sold him when he was a little boy. You know, when you listen to Tupac's rap, you don't really know what he's saying. But he has one song where he talks about how his uncle used to touch him. My uncle used to touch me. I never told you that. Tupac rapped about child molestation all the time. All the time. His debut album was Tupacalypse Now. Brenda's Got a Baby was about a girl who got molested and impregnated by her older cousin. And he says it flat out in the lyric. Those lyrics are actually in the song. Go listen to Brenda's Got a Baby. She got raped and molested by her older cousin when she was just a little girl. Not even pubescent yet. On that same debut album of Tupacalypse Now, there's a song called Part-Time Mother. I grew up in a home with no one like me. There's a girl that raps on that album, on that song. This is on his debut album. it's one of Tupac. So many albums, so many of Tupac songs are slept on, especially that album, Tupac Lives Now. Tupac Lives Now, without a shadow of a doubt, was the greatest album that came out that year. Without a shadow of a doubt. But it was too mature for us. It was too advanced for us. It was too evolved for us. It was too much. It was way too ahead of its time. But on that song, Part-Time Mother, it's a I can't even do it justice. Please like, share, subscribe, put in the comments if you want me to do a review on it. But I will spit a little bit of it. There's a woman. So Tupac spits a verse.
A new messages has been received from
Verse 1 is about Tupac, how he becomes a part-time mother. Because he's a teenager and he gets a teenage girl pregnant. And she ended up becoming wait up. One verse that Tupac spits is about how he becomes a part-time mother. That might be the last verse. One verse is about his mother, who was a part-time mother, selling crack, selling her body. When Tupac rapped, a lot of his raps, he was rapping third person. So he would tell somebody else's story. Another song on Tupac Lives Now was Soldier Story. And that whole song is about a book that he read. And the two characters in Soldier Stories are not Tupac. They're George Jackson, and his brother. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it's about the Jackson brothers, notorious or infamous or famous Black Panthers. But I do want to spit that verse. The girl, she's on verse 2. And she raps part-time. I grew up in a home where no one liked me. Moms would hit the pipe and every night she tried to fight me. Papa was the nasty old man like the rest. He's feeling on my breast with his hands up my dress. And yo, this is a mess. I know I don't deserve this. Man, you got to hear that song. Listen to that song. When you listen to Tupac, listen to the lyrics. Listen to the message and maybe hit Wikipedia. Because so many people, they'll talk about Tupac songs and they didn't even get it or understand it. You ask somebody what their Tupac favorite song is, and they'll get to talking about it. And then you be like, do you even know what that song is about? And 50% of the time, they don't even know what the song is about. Blasphemy is a great example. But on to Gifted Hands. Gifted Hands has so many great songs. Why Not Start? Again, why not start? That song inspired me to why not start? You know, all these things that you want to do, just like me. You know, I hurt myself on my job, so I was only doing Uber for a while. And I was thinking, like, should I continue to drive trucks? And I drove Uber, and Uber was very good for me. It was very therapeutic for me because, as I mentioned, I've been isolating for years. So driving around, talking to people, engaging with people. First of all, it's just healthy. So many of us isolate so much, and then COVID exacerbated that. But listening to Gifted Hands, and not only would I listen to Gifted Hands, but I would play it for my passengers. Please like, share, subscribe so I can spend more time dedicated to editing my videos. I don't have enough time to edit in videos. I have edited videos before, and I'm a pretty good editor, but it is time consuming, and you can't edit videos and drive trucks. And this is what I got to do to eat and make sure my babies eat, you know. So it is what it is. I got to drive trucks right now. I'm kind of a prisoner. Truck driving is great. And I encourage people to get into truck driving. I encourage young men to join the military if you're still young enough. I was a convicted felon. I call it felony that I ended up getting convicted of when I was 18. So I fucked up my chances of being in the military. My brother, he passed away a couple years ago. Me and my brother are the first generation in my family in like 200 years that didn't join and serve in the military. And it shows. It shows. We was both in and out of prison all throughout our teens and 20s. Felons. And you know, when you become a teenage felon, you a felon for the rest of your life. Now, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, look at me. I'm very far away removed from that. I haven't accomplished many things in my life. I am proud of some accomplishment. I have wonderful children. I'm very blessed with that. I love my children. And my children love me, and that's a great blessing in itself. I'm a distant father. I'm an absent father in a lot of ways. And my children are still forgiving and loving me, and I still have a chance to fix everything. And 2025, I got to work hard to fix that. And I encourage you to do the same. And these YouTube channels that I'm telling you about, this will fix your algorithm. Subscribe to these YouTube channels. Watch these. A lot of y'all got messed up algorithms. Gifted Hands. Go right now. You don't even have to stop watching this video. Go right now. Watch Gifted Hands. Gifted Hands, the #1 YouTube channel of 2024. Make him everybody's #1. Help me make these great YouTubers who aren't spreading negativity like everybody else. They're not trying to. We all of us know sex sells, but that's not what we're selling. We all know that drama sells, but that's not what we're selling. We all know that fear and terrorism works, but every terrorist is a hero to somebody. And that's why we got Donald Trump about to assume the White House. Nuclear war. I'm a nerd about a lot of things. War is one of them. I'm subscribed to a lot of war channels. I haven't talked about any of them yet. But I'm going to get off this one. This one is way too long. I plan on making this video a lot shorter. So if you want to see the rest of this, come to my main YouTube channel. If you don't know what it is, well, then you don't know me like that. Get to know me. Like, share, subscribe. Now to you, let's get into this shit. Let's get fucking real. Let's get fucking real. Let me see what my company. Oh shit. That is definitely not. The most important thing is getting. Most important thing is getting the folder in this truck. Period. The officer didn't even give me a warning because everything else was in perfect condition, comma. But I don't want to take that chance again. Period. Of course, I want a run to make money, but the folder is the priority. Period. I'm still new to the company, so I'm of course open to whatever you guys are going to say or think. So, I bought a couple of my sons some tablets. I got a lot of sons. And this message is to my extra sons, my godsons, my little homies that looked up to me as a father figure because they didn't have no father figure. I had to be my own father most of my life, man. It is what it is. Everything in life is a gift and a curse. And if y'all excuse me, I'll upload this video right now. I'll get this upload process started. But I'm finna talk real, man. I'm gonna talk real. Um, Blackbird just looking at me. That trip me out. You can always tell when they looking at you. Top 7 YouTube channels of 2024. Oh shit. That battery gonna die. So I bought some tablets for my little boys. There's a great deal at Metro right now. Oh man. This is the tablet I bought for my 7-year-old. And it was only $40. But man, is it turning out to be expensive. Because it's $15 a month for them to have the data on it. And I bought 2 tablets. So we're talking $30 a month because I bought one for each boy. I bought one for his little brother as well. It is smaller, but he's smaller and he's younger. They both are kind of too young for a tablet, especially, tablets that are going to be connected all the time. But, I mean, look at this tablet. This is bigger. This is way bigger than my work tablet. This is bigger than the tablet that the company bought for work. And also, it's really like a full-fledged computer. I don't celebrate Christmas. As I mentioned, I'm a Messianic Jew. I don't even celebrate Christmas, but what I do celebrate, and I don't really celebrate it, but New Year's Day is a special day for me. I set New Year's resolution, out with the old, in with the new, and this will be the first New Year's that I spent with my youngest son. And I want to have some talks with him. The whole, with great power comes great responsibility. And this is a lot of responsibility. Like I say, the tablet was only $39 to buy. But then, of course, everything else. You got to buy the service. You got to have the activation. The case I bought for this, damn near costs as much. The case is coming in the mail. I had to search for. This is a very popular tablet. These things are like selling like hotcakes because they got these Christmas promotions. And for only $40, man, this is great for only $40. But like I say, all the extra stuff is that's, as fathers, we got to sacrifice. I can't even really afford it. Like I mentioned, I'm in deep debt. But this channel, FitX Felix, like I say, that's inspiration. I ran away as a young man a few times. And young. The first time I ran away, I probably was like 8 years old. But you don't be gone long when you're 8, especially in a city like Chicago. It's cold. Once that sun go down, you know what I'm saying? It's Chicago, baby. You run away in the winter, it's cold. You run away in the summer, the freaks are out. The freaks come out at night. And I spent a lot of time with homeless as a little boy growing up. I spent a lot of time hanging with homeless cats and drug dealers, gangbangers, hookers, all that stuff. Them are my people. I'm folks, but them are my people. They're not my folks. As folks, that's, so many great lessons, so many hard lessons, but they come from great lessons. But as a folk, you learn that. Yes, all black people are your people, but some of your people are your enemies. And some of the people that are closest to you are your enemies. And when it comes to folks are a special group of people. I already accidentally spit some lit here, but it is what it is. And that is our gift as brothers of the struggle. We got that lit. And they might not ever let Larry Hoover out. Donald Trump is up there, and he ain't talked about Larry Hoover a lot. We know that Kanye West went there, went to the White House, talked to him, and he might not ever let a great leader out. Don Smokey is dead. Don Smokey is dead. So those of us, especially those of us that start going insane because we had too much freedom and too much power, we start going insane. And now insanity is took over the city. Nobody would have ever thought that. When I was coming up, you know, insanes was outnumbered. And now they're not. But Don Smokey is gone. Once again, cut off with the head. And now we're niggas that are chickens with our heads cut. Chickens running around with his head cut off. But resurrection can come. Doug resurrection. You know what I'm saying? That one clip that I love playing, that I don't know if that's what get me copyrighted, because I love playing that clip where Larry Hoover is speaking to Jay Prince on the Ghetto, I think it's on the Ghetto Resurrection album. Hey Siri, which album is Larry Hoover on Ghetto Boys? 1996, The Resurrection. So that was the album, The Resurrection. And it's called A Visit with Larry Hoover. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. But we got to do better. Like, share, subscribe. You know, I want to work with the folks more. I accidentally created Yearvid. If you look at that video that we made for the documentary, you know, my brother Tino passed away, and I had gave Tino control of the YouTube channel. And when Tino got control of the YouTube channel, I don't know what the brother did, but they put some extra security measures on that, and they wouldn't let me log back in. Could none of us log back in after letting Tino log in? But that was something too. Knowing Tino, now I was about to say knowing Tino, he tried to upload. No. Knowing Tino, especially some things I learned about Tino after he passed, I think I probably know what happened to that channel. I think I know why they locked me out of it. I got some new guesses. He probably tried to use that channel because that channel was popular and it was blowing up. He probably tried to use that channel to contact people. Might even ask somebody for money. I hope not. I'd rather him ask for money than him trying to hook up with some of the young fans. But you don't know, losing Tino, man. That's the next video I'm going to make. I want to talk about that. I want to make a video called Real Men Cry. Of course, real men cry. Nobody wants to see a man cry, especially those that look up to you. If you break down, what are they going to do? If the one dude that's always held things down and the one dude who's always been able to solve the problems and, wait till he show up. If he's breaking down, that's scary. And that's your job as a man to make sure that, the fear of God type of thing. You don't want those that are under you to be afraid of anything but you. And you don't want them to be afraid of you. That's my mentality. That's my attitude. That's why I call myself Blue Pill. These red pill dudes try to teach people how to be terrorists and bullies, and you want your woman walking on eggshells. No, I don't. No. I want my wife to trust me. I want my wife to trust me to sacrifice for her. But she has to be worthy of that sacrifice. And that's not out there. We are not living up to our potential. We are not worthy of our sacrifice. As I mentioned, talking about these top 7 YouTube channels, and of course I'm using 7. You know why I'm using 7. That's the number for G. GD, GOD, and everything in between. The 7, the 4, the 14. This is things that we have to start living up to our oath, to our creed. Better. Even if you've been living up to it. Again, like I was talking about that Fearless channel. No matter how good you've been doing, you could do better. And here's the thing. You know you could do better. Don't nobody know the places that you're not showing up like you should be showing up more and better than you. Do better. Be better. We love saying that these days. I'm one of them dudes that love to say that. Do better. Be better. I gotta do better. I gotta be better. And I gotta stop comparing myself to losers. That's something that Felix too. Like, those dudes would call in for advice and they'd be like, but I'm good, I'm okay, I'm average, I'm better than average. Better than average. Better than average, that don't mean nothing. You could have been born better than average. That could have been without no work. You could just be better than average just because you're better than average. And then it's like you want to be proud of that. You ain't got nothing to do with that. That's all on God and your mama. What are you taking credit for? We all think we deserve so much when we don't deserve shit but death. And we haven't got it yet. So be thankful and live up to this potential. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about my brother Tino, man, and, you know, the tears and all that stuff, the sadness. You know, I've been so many places. I've seen so many things. I've had so many things. I've had so many things, and I've lost so many things. I've been here and there and up and down. You know, I've been to prison a lot of times. Not a lot of times. I've been to prison twice, but I've been to jail a lot of times. Been locked up a lot of times. And a lot of those times, especially when I was young, man, in San Antonio by myself, no family, no support, get out of jail, ain't got nothing on me but what was in my pocket. And based on how long that sentence is, man, 19 years old, released from jail, all you got is the clothes that was on your back when you got arrested and what's left in your pockets if the cops and the trustees didn't rip you off. And now you got to make it. You got to make it. You ain't even got, I was about to say you ain't even got bus fare. I probably never got released from jail with zero money, but I don't know. I probably have. Like I said, I've been locked up a lot of times, man. And I know I have been locked up times where I got to basically like panhandle. And not panhandle like, can I have some change, please? But like, hey, man, you think you can help me get down? Look, man, I'm just trying to get over there. The buses don't run, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, man, I know this sounds crazy. You know, doing whatever you got to do what you got to do. I've been there. And now I'm here. And I'm still struggling. I'm still homeless. And nobody will help me. But that is a gift. Everything in life is a gift and a curse. The fact that nobody will help you might be your greatest asset. And as I watch this dude, Fearless, who talked to these incels, 30 years old, in the same bedroom that your mama provided for you, playing video games all day, complaining because girls don't like you. I couldn't fucking imagine that. Because it wasn't an option. My mom would have kicked me out. You know, I started helping my mom with the bills young. I'll help my mom, not really, but I helped my mom financially, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not paying the bills and nothing like that, but some bad stuff happened. I'm going to help however I can help. My mama, all I got. My biggest fear with my mama, like you hear people talk about how scared they was of their mama. And my mama beat the fuck out of me. My mom would tie me to the bed sometimes and beat me for a long time, take breaks and shit. And I ain't mad at her. It is what it is. I couldn't imagine what it's like. My mom grew up in a foster home on the south side. And she did everything she could to make sure that the state didn't take us. And I had to help sometimes. I had to lie for my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because if the state knew, they would have took us. And then what? I already don't got shit. I've never met nobody in my life who got my last name face to face. That's probably not true. I probably have met a few here or there. But not my relatives, not my family. Talked to my father one time on the phone, and what a great disappointment. I wasn't one of these red pill type of dudes. Oh, I don't got no daddy. Oh, where my daddy at? Oh, I miss my daddy. I ain't never been no daddy's boy, nigga. But, so I was about to say, it's almost best that I didn't meet him so that I can have this imagination and fantasy about him. But I didn't have no fantasy about him. I don't know this nigga. Who the fuck is this nigga? It's probably good that he ain't around. You don't like my mama, I don't like you, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. But, you know, I've gone here and there, and I've researched them and thought about them, and over the years here and there, and I found him, tracked him down right before I went to trucking school, and he promised to help me get to trucking school. I only asked that nigga for one thing my whole fucking life. I'm homeless. I'm in San Antonio. I just got approved for a grant to go to trucking school. But the catch is you got to get to trucking school on your own. We're not going to give you a bus ticket. It's all the way in Palmer, Texas. I was living in San Antonio, Texas. All the way in Palmer, Texas, man. And I'm living with this girl. Living with like a sugar mama. The sugar mama that got my parole violated when I finally fucking left her ass. It's funny how the world is, man. All the things me and that woman went through and all the things that I put her through, back then I was a piece of shit. Not really. But I did things that I regret.
Messages has been received from dispatch.
I went in her purse a couple times and took $20 here or there. And she knew it. Yeah, I'm about to be able to get to rolling soon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Anyway, because I'm hungry. I can't wait to go to a restaurant.
A new messages has been received from dispatch.
Yes, sir. That's the thing, too, about truck driving. I don't want to move this truck unless I'm getting paid. But that's all I got to say for right now, man. I hope I've been inspirational and helpful to somebody, man. Like, share, subscribe, put in the comments the type of content you want me to make in next year. Like I said, it's going to be some Bible study. It's going to be some education. It's going to be me working on my book. I've always wanted to write this book. Not always, but at least 20, 30 years I've been thinking about this book. What Mama Couldn't Teach Me, Hard Lessons from a Hard Life. And I don't care if somebody take the title because my book will be better. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Like Denzel Washington in Training Day. The little rookie look up at him and he said, man, you've been planning this all week? He said, I've been planning this all year, son. Or something like that. I feel like watching that movie. I'm probably watch that movie on the... Not watch it. I got media playing in the background. But New Year's coming, man. 2025 is coming. Black Christmas. That's a video on my YouTube channel already. If you ain't seen it, watch it. Show me some love, man. I love you. You love me. We best friends like friends should be, with a great big hug and a smack in your mouth. I'm representing the South, and the Chi is what I'm about. I don't know. I tried to come up with a quick freestyle. But we're going to do something. We're going to make children's content. That's something me and Tino used to talk about, man. Rest in peace to my brother Tino. Like I say, it's coming. I'm about to make a video about my brother Tino, man. Make America great again. It ain't just a slogan. Fucking do it. You been saying it? Fucking do it. What are you gonna do to make America great again? Motherfuckers. All you maggots. Make America great again. Do it, motherfucker. New Year's coming. Your president is coming. What the fuck are you gonna do to make this country great? All the shit you been bitching about. All you motherfucking whacked out MAGA motherfuckers. All this make America great again. Flag waving shit. Serve your country. War might be coming. And you might have fucking whatever. War or peace might be coming. But whatever it is, man. Get your shit together, man. Like I say, man. Tough love time is coming, baby.